Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. Wednesday? Wow. The 22nd? Is that it? 22nd? Yeah, that sounds good. My birthday's in less than a week. That's right. My birthday's in less than a week. I'll be the big 4-4. I'll be an old man. You know, no more young kid anymore. Definitely qualified as old man. It just seems so old now. It seems so old. Ugh. So let's talk about all the fun stuff. Gen Con, of course, apparently went off without a hitch. They got themselves 56,000 people who came to Gen Con, which I think is an amazing number. I think Gen Con is maybe getting close to that maximum density level, where they're going to have to think about where they're going to go to next. And I got to admit, Indianapolis sounds like a good place to go. I mean, hey, I lived in Indianapolis for 2 years. Personally, not my favorite town. I didn't like it. It's, a little too much for me, but hey, for a convention, it's kind of a smart idea. It's in the center of the country somewhat. So, yeah. Milwaukee, not so exciting. I'm not going to lie. Milwaukee, not getting me excited. Indianapolis, not getting me excited, but at least I know it's legitimate, I think the next place you'd have to go, if you want to keep it kind of that central place, would be Chicago. And at that point, then it becomes a different kind of con. Which, in itself, that's getting in and out of O'Hare. Oh my God, I can't even imagine that. That would be just ridiculous. But anyway, wow, no signal, huh? Must be South Florida. That's what I love about here. Anyway, with all the excitement coming out, there's tons of Kickstarter starting up this week and stuff like that. And, I'm just amazed, how many people are still putting out so much good quality product. And on top of that, how many third-party guys are putting out 5e stuff? No OGL in place, none of that stuff. They're just putting it out anyway. Like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, sounds great. Get those quick dollars. Do your best to get those quick dollars, and so hope you don't overflow the market too quickly with new companies, and oversaturate the market. And the thing that people always complain about, oh, there's too much crap out there, will happen any quicker. Because I think that's the real issue. Once again, people are always screaming about, oh, there's so many rules of such and such, and this thing is such and such. I always laugh at that kind of stuff, because it's just like, guys, you keep saying you want new cool stuff. When you get new cool stuff, you might have, it might bloat your rules because you're adding new cool stuff. I mean, if we could do a book of all fluff, I'm sure people would buy it. Because people don't buy books all of fluff. When you buy a book all of fluff, you buy it in paperback, and it costs, 1/8 of the price. I don't see a lot of people going, oh, I need a $50 paperback book. It doesn't happen. You know why? Because $50 is too much for a paperback book, or an e-book. People want crunch, rules and crunch add to it. So it's only natural. I get it, and I don't, but I get it. So this weekend, previous weekend, everyone was at Gen Con, and a bunch of books came in from Paizo. I went like Paizo crazy. I bought like 3 different things from Paizo. I bought, of course, the Advanced Class Guide. I was like, that was an automatic. I still haven't really opened it up yet. I haven't even cracked it open because I've been looking at the technology guide. That's what I've been looking at. Because me, as a fan of science fiction, I'm thinking like, oh, how can we crack this baby open and add some more cool sci-fi, fantasy? That's what I'm all about. So I've seen a couple areas that I like. I've seen some things I'm like, cool potential here, oh, great idea here, yep. And I was, once again, very happy with the quality of the book and in the topic. And okay, it is a little high sci-fi, I gotta admit. It's higher sci-fi than I thought it would be. But, maybe this is the first dip of maybe them doing a sci-fi version of Pathfinder. Or maybe just, Pathfinder becomes the generic name for the setting of, period. Pathfinder Modern is really this, and here's the toolkit that adds on to it. I mean, really, I think most of it's already been done. So, I gotta look more into it. But I'm happy. Give me some cool ideas. They made a cool, there's a cool artifact that really is a plot device. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you which one it is, but I'm sure if you've read it already, you know what I'm talking about. Definitely, and I once I saw it, I was like, holy cow! You let me do this? I'm like, well, you can let people have this as an actual artifact? Well, I'm taking this. So I got a great idea to help out with our crisis story that I keep talking about. That this thing falls like perfectly in place. It's like amazingly. I can't imagine they actually put this in the book. when I saw it, I kind of flipped out a little bit, like, what? Are you guys kidding me? And I'm just like, okay, I'm all for it. And it really kind of fit in perfectly for what I want to do. I mean, everybody knows I want to do this Crisis project. I've been talking about this for a long while. You know, visually in my head, I'm kicking around ideas. So I'm working on it. I'm getting it close. I mean, the issue I'm having like right now, the biggest issue, no doubt, will be who's going to be working on it. What company's going to be involved with it. And my theory, the way it works is like this. And this is kind of a take from the comic book a little bit. I want to do 20, wait for it, 20 sidetrack adventures or intro adventures before you do the actual four-part adventure path. So basically, you get the feel of what's going on. The short little adventures. We're talking 2-hour adventures. Not even like real. They're encounters, vignettes, if you want to call it that way. And it kind of sets the stage for what's going to happen in the AP. And it also sets the stage for you traveling from place to place, and you keep running into this enemy. I think I have a good idea how the enemy is working. I still need to change a couple things and get a couple things in line, because this really falls back onto who's going to work on it. What companies are going to work on this with this? But I mean, you really kind of need a campaign world. That's number one. It's like, okay, you've got a campaign world, we can work on it. Check. Let's. Cops got somebody pulled aside. That's why I'm looking, being nosy. You have to have a campaign world, number one. Number two, you kind of have to have a bad guy or bad group in the setting already put in, because that's how we're going to kind of tie it in. And I think if the tie-in does like I think it is, it's going to be amazing. And then people are going to be talking about if I can pull it off. It'll be amazing. The first adventure is going to be called Alpha. The following 18 are going to be across the multiple third-party worlds, which I think will make it very, very cool. And then the last one, which of course we're calling Omega, not the adventure path, it's the 21. That sets up the adventure path. That's the one where you really get the holy cow. All the stuff you've been looking at from here and here and here and here all combines to make this. So it's like, oh, one of those kind of things. And then there's like characters I want to portray in. I keep calling it Crisis. They don't have a name for it. It's just Crisis. This Crisis thing, and it's funny to me, but it kind of is. It's so weird that with so many third-party guys doing their own campaign setting, it kind of like makes it kind of cool, perfect for Crisis, and it sets it up really, really, really well. And I'm kind of happy. I'm really happy about how this sets up. I can't wait to really get this on paper and really, blow it out the way I want to do it. So, I'm still talking to people about what we need to do and visually what I'd like to see. But, while that's going on, I still got other stuff for Cross of Fire I'm working on, which, I mean, let's just be honest. Cross of Fire is going to, wow. Someone almost got ran over there. How cute. Must be South Florida. Cross of Fire, I've got all that stuff. It's going along. I'm getting the image of Gory, which, there's been some talks that I don't like that name. I'm like, well, got a better name, pitch it to me. That's always my theory. Got a better name, pitch it to me. But I'm a big believer in realistic names. Everybody knows how I go about my naming business. I think, some of the names I see in fantasy books is like, why'd you name it like that? It doesn't even sound like a real name. It doesn't even sound realistic. I think it's important to have good names for people. I think names are important. Naming is an important thing about it. That's just me. So, some people are like, well, this name sounds like this, so the person must be like this. And I think those things happen. I'm named Lewis. I'm like, do I look like a Lewis? I don't think I look like a Lewis, but I don't know. I'm a Lewis. That's like, am I LPJ? Oh, I'm definitely LPJ. 100%. But Lewis, I don't know. Some days. So. What other fun things we talk about while the light is blinding me while I gotta make this stupid turn? Yeah, we got more Cross of Fire stuff. I'm waiting for some more artwork for Lance Red. For all the people who happen to meet Lance over at Gen Con. But I don't think I say this enough. Lance is a great artist. You should definitely pick him up and use him. I know the guys at Legendary Games use him. Jason use him, and only, just like me, has only the nicest thing to say about him. I don't think it's possible for Lance to be any more of a professional. I mean, for a guy who just literally started doing it full time, he's more professional than a lot of guys I know who've been doing it for a lot of time. I mean, he's amazing. If you've got some time and some money, like I said, I found Lance Red because somebody else did some work for him. Someone did was going to do a whole series of stuff with Lance doing artwork, and it never really got off the ground. And I saw the artwork. I was like, wow, that guy's really good. Who is he? And he's, oh, this guy named Lance Red. And I found him. I was like, okay, well, I'll go check him out. And I checked out Lance. And then we started doing, I guess, Lance did a lot of my headshots for our Adventure Path Iconics. I mean, he did a lot of headshots. To the point where he even showed up, he did it in his portfolio, and showed these pictures of all these headshots. And I'm like, holy cow, man, Lance, you did all that artwork for us? You just don't think about it. But you're always like, yeah, give me these pieces and that pieces and da-da-da-da. And you let that stuff go, and you don't think about how much work the person's actually doing. It's just, yeah, you work for us, yeah. And you think it's like, oh, it's only been a couple of things. And it's like, couple of things? Dude, that dude's done a lot of things. So that's kind of cool. And I'm glad, a lot more people are discovering him. I'm glad he got an opportunity to be at Gen Con with his own table. I'm sorry I missed it. I mean, the plan is next year. I'm going, next year. 2014 has been a bad year for me, and it has continued to be a bad year for me, but I'm taking it all in stride because, it's going to end, and then 2015 will be a great year for me with some of the plans I have put in place. So I'm not gonna stress about it too much. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'm just gonna go out there, do what I gotta do, kick butt, and keep it moving. That's my theory. Kick butt, keep it moving. Works for everybody. Turn here. So yeah, I mean, like our next biggest project is gonna be Cross of Fire. That's coming out. I've got a lot of little projects. I've got Clinton Boomer. I've got to check on his Defiance of Sorcery project. So we got the cover. The cover is done. The cover is done. So I got to talk to him about that. I got some other smaller projects that I want to do. Plus, I'm still working on the revamp of Neo Exodus. And before people go, oh, I thought you said you didn't like revamps. Well, the revamp of Neo Exodus is more about cleaning stuff out and adding more content. So, I'm really looking to bulk it up a lot, at least art-wise and design-wise. And I want this to be like one of the nicest looking books we put out. Period. I want this to be, when people pick this book up, they're like, wow, it's amazing how nice this book is. That kind of thing. Plus, I mean, it's so interesting to me because like so many new things pop up all the time. They give me a reason to add stuff. Like, for example, People of the Stars just came out, and each page did a little racial write-up, which I thought was smart. Gave them alternative traits, smart. But then they did something I thought was really, really kind of cool, and I don't think I've ever seen it done anywhere. They talk about the whole universe of Galarian, and they give you the planets, and they give you the gravity, and they give you the right from the planets, and I'm like, it's funny. I have a setting that's on a planet, and the actual area that we show on the map for Neo Exodus is about the size of Europe. So there's this other part of this whole world that has not been discussed, talked about. We got to this certain point, and that's it. We don't tell you what's further above or below. It's one of those kind of scenarios. So I think we're gonna have to get something. I mean, basically, we're gonna have to do something. But if you look at the map, of Neo Exodus, and I didn't realize this, I just thought about it right now. It's kind of like you're taking a shot of Florida because there's water on one side, water on the other side, and the actual end pieces grow to the top and the bottom of the map of the known world. But you don't know how far it extends down or extends up or whatever, what it breaks into, and that whole thing. Wow, I didn't realize it actually is the map of Florida. And it's like central Florida, across the Gulf and the Atlantic. I didn't know. That's weird. Maybe it was subconscious. Maybe I did it without even realizing it, which apparently I might have. Which is not the first time. So, I think that you can keep doing cool stuff. I got to do more cool stuff on this. I don't know when it's going to be done. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know, because I really want to just keep doing cool stuff on it, keep adding little stuff and clearing up stuff and taking little notes, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking notes on things I want to add, like this time around. Like, oh, this time around we're going to do racial archetypes. Yeah, that's going to be guaranteed. This time around everybody's going to have racial traits, at least 4 of them. A minimum of 4, no more than 6. Because I think, some of them have 2, some have 3, and I'm like, that's not enough. That's not enough. I want people to swap out, and make their own custom version of the races. You know, there'll be iconic versions, there'll be very, very non-iconic versions, and then somewhere in the middle. I want people to give the opportunity to really, you know, do some cool stuff. It's, you know, it's you know, Neil Exis is definitely one of my favorite books, so I want to do that. Plus, you know, I got to see how this whole thing goes with Crisis. You know, that's another thing. I don't expect to do anything on Crisis, so probably Gen Con next year. And I'm hoping by Gen Con, you know, we can have adventures already pulled out. Because my thought process on it is like this. The 21st Sidetrack Adventures. Get that stuff out of here. You can tell I'm so busy. Hold on. The 20 plus Sidetrack Adventures are gonna run like 5,000 words a piece. So you do 5,000 words a piece per so that's 100,000 words. Plus you've got the adventures, which is another. Good morning. Is everybody locked out or something? This is what happens when you work for a financial institution. No one can get themselves in the place. How is it that 1, 2, 3, 4 of you and a manager can't remember the code to get in the building?
Because there's usually IT or a loan person.
Our loan person already here. Back in the days when I used to be the first one, I used to remember what's up.
Good morning.
Yeah, and then
See,
everybody else started rolling in here.
I'm filming all this for my little blog, so I tell you, amazing that we can't even get to the building. Wait. Are you trying to tell me you can't remember the code to get in the building also? You know, this is kind of funny when you have, you know, actually 5 people and no one has a code to get in.
No, I have the
Oh, I never know my code. I just go in. I mean, you know, that's what I do. That's me. That's my plan. Oh, someone's here. I'll just walk on in.
You have some nerve.
Well, Ruthie's usually here.
I know Ruthie could be here, but she didn't unlock one.
Is she here? Is she here? Does anybody have her number? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to stop this recording because we're having an issue at work, which makes it even funnier. I guess I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.